The 12 dancing princesses, or the shoes that were danced to pieces, or the midnight dances, or... Okay, there's a lot of variants. And depending on the tale, numerous details change. You can't even count on there being 12 princesses. And you would think that having so many different variations would be easy to research, but I tried so hard, guys. But I couldn't find, any proper sources about the origin of this tale past the Brothers Grimm's, and even that was a bit shoddy. So, instead of attempting to do that, smart stuff, it's just going to be a summary video. So without further ado, here is the oldest written version of the 12 Dancing Princesses from the Brothers Grimm. Although I think we all know what the best version is. Our story starts with a quick introduction of the situation. A king with 12 beautiful daughters, who all share a room, despite living in a castle. One that surely has more than 2 bedrooms. But hey, at least they have their own beds that the king tucks them into each night before bolting the door shut, like normal dads. But when he came to open it in the morning, he would see that their shoes are worn from dancing. No one in the castle could figure out where or how the princesses snuck out to dance each night. This greatly disturbs the king for some reason, so much so that he announces whoever could find where the princesses dance at night will both become king and marry one of the princesses. However, if they fail to find out within 3 nights, they will get executed. That last part doesn't seem to bother anyone, as it probably should, and before long, a different king's son took up the challenge. He was given the room across from the princesses for this task, so there are more bedrooms. Anyway, that night the door that is normally locked is left open, so the prince can watch the princesses sleep all night. But he fell asleep. Oops. He then fell asleep the next night, and on the last night, so he got beheaded. I'm really starting to question this king's decision-making skills. How did that not end up in some sort of conflict? You executed a foreign prince! This happens a few more times until we are introduced to a poor soldier, well, ex-soldier, as he was aimlessly wandering around until he bumped into a mysterious old lady. So where are you off to, old chap? I don't actually know. Maybe I might try my luck at finding where the princesses dance off to. Oh, that's not too hard. It is here he learns that as long as he doesn't drink the wine the princesses will give him, and he pretends to be asleep, he'll be all good. She also gives him an invisibility cloak. How generous. Our soldier, knowing to always trust the wisdom of random old ladies, decides he may as well give it a go and heads off to the castle. He was treated the same as the other suitors, and brought to the room across from the princesses. That night, as the old lady foretold, the eldest daughter brought him a cup of wine. He pretended to drink it, but in reality he had a sponge tied under his chin, so no wine actually went into his mouth. Upon hearing the fake sleeping noises from across the hall, the princesses start to get ready for the dancing, laughing and giggling as they do. The youngest of the girls, however, has a foreboding feeling, like something bad's going to happen. To which the others dismiss, assuring her that so many kings' sons have tried and failed. No way a mere soldier will be any different. They double-checked the soldier was indeed asleep before going back into their rooms, and tapping the bed, which sunk into the earth to reveal a staircase all the princesses started to walk down. The soldier quickly put on his cloak and followed after them. He accidentally stepped on one of the princesses' dress along the way though, but it was the youngest, so no one really cared. Once at the bottom, the soldier was greeted with a path framed beautifully by trees, with leaves of silver and gold that shone and glistened like diamonds. Literally, the trees at the end had leaves that were made of diamonds. He takes some twigs as proof for later. The sound gets the attention of the youngest princess, but again, it's the youngest, so... At the end of this path was a great lake with 12 boats that came with their very own prince! What a bargain. The soldier gets on the boat with the youngest princess, even though she's the only one who's kinda noticed her, but hey, I guess he's fun to torment. They head towards a castle with shining lights and joyous music. Once across the lake, the princes and princesses danced together, along with the soldier, but he danced alone. He also stole some wine from one of the princesses. This dance continued until 3 AM when they had worn holes in their shoes. The princes rowed them back, and this time, the soldier, deciding the youngest has been bullied enough that night, joined the eldest in her boat. Promising to come back the next night, the princesses set off down the path towards the stairs. The soldier quickly raced up the stairs before them and leapt into his bed to continue his sleeping act. Not suspecting a thing, the princesses got ready for bed. The next night, he did the same, the princesses dancing once again until their shoes were in tatters. The third night was the same, except he took another piece of evidence, a cup. When the time came for the soldier to give his answer to the king, he brought out his evidence. The king called for his 12 daughters, who were behind the door eavesdropping. The princesses, who laughed at the prospect of his death, draw the line at lying and tell the truth. The princes who danced with the girls were cursed, a day each night they danced together. What were they cursed with? Who knows? And the king, true to his word, held a wedding that day for the soldier, and now future king, who chose the eldest to be his bride. The